Dinwiddie out top with 10 on the shot clock, working against one of the best defenders in the league, Marcus Smart. Irving in the corner, staring down Tatum. Tough shot over his former teammate. On the plane, it was known as being in the hot seat. You're in Casey's hot seat, which means he had something urgent and important to tell you. And it was just part of the great affection that they had for this man.
Boy, two titans in Celtics lore. The passing of Tommy Heinsohn recently, and now Casey Jones.
Joe Harris.
The two Hall of Famers, the number of titles between them, nothing short of remarkable. And it's funny, remember he coached the Celtics to an NBA championship in the Larry Bird era, and I had to reach out to the Boston legend Jackie McMullen, because I remember Larry Bird feeling some kind of... That's intelligence and touch by the great Casey Jones.
True champion, 12-time champ, Casey Jones. Our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family for God's cover and serenity. Meanwhile, Brooklyn with a 5-2 lead. A little over 9 minutes to go. Dinwiddie back on the court after being shaken up a moment ago. Brown with a soft touch. Man, Doris, was he efficient in that game against Milwaukee? 33 in all.
Well, remember, the two preseason games were a real struggle. As Kevin Durant cooking early here. And it was Jaylen Brown's offense that sustained the Celtics for stretches, kept him attached to Milwaukee. At one point gave him a 17-point lead. Yeah, so much pressure on Tatum and Brown without Kemba Walker.
Those two guys, the first pair of Celtics to score 30 or more as a combo opening night in entire franchise history, which, when you consider Boston, is quite an accomplishment. Jordan with a nice block on Tristan Thompson, and back comes Dinwiddie. Brooklyn with a 3-point lead early in the first quarter. Jordan finishes! Relationship with Kyrie Irving that he was telling us about a little bit earlier. Kyrie might not have called bank, but he knows the rims here. But Nash said that about 6 years ago, when Kyrie Irving was in New York City and Nash was living there, the two of them got together a few times and had some good workouts, and Kyrie picked his brain about basketball, so it gave Nash a nice head start on the job here. Cross court to Marcus Smart. Side pocket three is pure.
One of the things the Celtics have been preaching is efficiency. So Jaylen Brown snakes the screen, keeps the defender behind. Pretty play.
Irving with the miss from deep. Tatum with the board. Jason Tatum up court. Just 22 years old. First time Eastern Conference All-Star a season ago. Smart inside for Jaylen Brown. In traffic with a nice finish.
Tremendous pass. Defender had his back to Marcus Smart. He read it and puts it on the money.
Kevin Durant with a mismatch against Marcus Smart, but don't tell Marcus Smart that's a mismatch. Kevin Durant went 560 days between regular season games, left his right Achilles tendon torn on the floor in Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, but back in full effect here with the Brooklyn Nets. Teague coming into the ball game for Tristan Thompson. That elbow jump shot off the mark by Smart. And back comes Brooklyn. Dinwiddie with the pull-up three. That's a guy that had a great season last year, a career year. Teague with a quick crossover and draws the foul.
I think they're going to get Joe Harris on sort of a trip foul.
Yeah, it's going to go against Harris, his first. Side out of bounds, Tatum to inbound for the Boston Celtics. 48-24 a season ago, third in the Eastern Conference, of course, losing in the conference finals in the bubble to the Miami Heat. Tatum had Irving on his back looking for it. He's got a mismatch. Now Jaylen Brown taking out his do-it-yourself kit and couldn't cash. Spencer Dinwiddie said that it was a conversation that he had with the late Kobe Bryant.
Driving skills are elite. And boy, with that third-line defensive player probably coming in his direction, he should have some opportunities.
Good defense by Durant on Tatum. This is a nice matchup. Tatum with a tough fadeaway. Durant forcing the miss. Brown had to throw it up at the end of the shot clock. And we got a traveling, even though he's in that next group. How many of those other three guys can guard like that? that are above him.
Well, I think, he might have been higher if he weren't coming off an Achilles tear.
Okay.
Tear. And Luka, I think, is the odds-on favorite for those betting folks out there. I like my money too much to bet, Mark Jones.
Throwing around nickels like manhole covers, huh? Marcus Smart throws into 3 from deep.
And there's Kemba Walker appreciating it stylistically.
15 on the shot clock, past the midway point of the first quarter. Jared Allen inside.
And I don't know the answer to that.
That's a tough dilemma that Brad Stevens and his athletic training staff are faced with right now. In the meantime, Tatum going to have to take up a little bit more of that vocal leadership role, and he accepts that. Meanwhile, Brooklyn with a 3-point lead. Teague out front. Jeff Teague was a great pickup for the Celtics and Danny Ainge in free agency. That turnover aside, he has looked very comfortable on the floor with his new teammates. Irving with a sweet crossover, but guy blocked by Brown. Allen missing the follow. Brown over to Williams.
Excellent defense on consecutive possessions by Joe Harris. Kept 2 dribble drivers in front and forced a pass.
Marcus Smart lost the handle out of bounds. It'll stay Boston basketball with 8. Kevin Durant averaging 30 points a game, actually, in 9 Christmas Day contests. And looking to add to that total, and does.
Boy, they look lethal offensively, Mark. And just so many weapons, although one of their weapons, Spencer Dinwiddie, got hung up on a rebound early in the game. He then left the floor and has now left the arena, so we'll try to track down some information.
Talking about what a key piece he is for that second unit of head coach Steve Nash. And speaking of key pieces coming off the bench, Karis LeVert in the ball game right now. LeVert started the last 21 games of the regular season for the rookie out of Oregon, played 4 years there. They get the ball to Tatum, who's back in as well. Grant Williams with a little ball fake. Jeff Green, good defense on him, out to Pritchard, a shooter, and he drills his first 3.
This young rookie is tough, competitive, and certainly not shy to let it fly from 3.
He has usurped Carson Edwards in the rotation. Allen stuffs it home in traffic.
I love her. You've got 2 good ones at the center spot in DeAndre Jordan and Jared Allen.
Yeah, when you combine their stats at the end of the day, the box score is going to look pretty impressive at the end of the game. Tristan Thompson told me that he wanted to remind everybody who the hardest working big man in basketball is.
Celtics doing a tremendous job getting second chance opportunities. They are north of 7 offensive rebounds. So Jared Allen, second chance opportunity. Offensive rebounding, perhaps making a comeback. And this time, Thompson follows the guy he passed it to and gets easy putback.
Jeff Green from the corner and rebounded by Tatum. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening 12 minutes. Jason Tatum coming off that 30-point game a couple of nights ago in that win against Milwaukee. Dishing to Williams. Thompson battling underneath, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Thompson working those offensive boards.
And his